There was an incident recently between two friends, two people who worked together, two Breslov Hasidim, and on that day, one of them went to the forest to pray, to do Hitbodedut, and in his Hitbodedut, the person was also reciting Reb Noson's prayers, the Likutey Tefillot, the 50th gate in English. And he reached a prayer number 33, part 2, which discusses the idea of, in the middle of the prayer, towards the end, Reb Noson inserts the idea of davening to Hashem to protect Jewish homes from fire, from being burnt, from infernos, etc. And the person reading the prayer, he said to himself, why should I say this? It's so uncommon. Ooh, fires. Who's talking about fires today, especially here in Israel? The houses are made of brick, not of wood and stuff like that, and timber. What's the problem of fires in a home, etc.? So the person, he had doubts to say the part of the prayer, but then he pushed himself, okay, I'll say it, because the person at the time, he wanted to say emotional prayers that talk about what he's going through emotionally. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the prayer that Reb Noson addresses the idea of fires, he felt it was something which was not so relevant and not so applicable to the person. But in the end, he said it. He got to work afterwards that day, and his friend came to work also. And he told him, I almost had a fire at home. And he said, no kidding. What time did this happen? First of all, he said what happened. That they were in the kitchen at their home and they smelt a fiery, smoky smell. And they couldn't locate where the smell was coming from. And they went to all the sockets in the kitchen, the electrical sockets on the wall, trying to see where the smell was coming from. And they couldn't locate it. Finally, they noticed that the smell was coming from behind the cupboard with the food. So they quickly took out all the food, and there was another socket. And the socket was emitting like electric shocking like sparks, and was making the noise like that. And he saw that it was about to blow up. So quickly he went to switch off the pilot light of all the electricity in the home, and they called in a electrician, and he said, wow, this was amazing. You had a miracle. This in seconds could have blown up. This could have blown up already, and there would have been a major fire here. So the guy told the other guy at work what happened, the other Breslover, and he said, what time was this at? And he gave him the time, about 10 in the morning. He said, that's amazing. That's the exact same time I was reciting this prayer about the fire. I had doubts whether or not to mention the daven about the fire. So here are two friends, one saved the other, it looks like, and by reciting this prayer about the fire. I'm mentioning this to show again the Ruach HaKodesh and the divine inspiration found in Reb Noson's prayers, that not just like it's known already that you can open anywhere in Reb Noson's prayers and he's talking directly to you, but also to things happening in the world, like physically, like fires and dangers. They also have a power to protect, to show you the greatness of Reb Noson's prayers. Like he himself said, that people mock these prayers as if they don't have Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration. I say they're even higher than Ruach HaKodesh. Reb Noson said, they're higher than divine inspiration, because they come from the 50th gate. The 50th gate of holiness is the highest source of Kedusha. Ruach HaKodesh translates as a spirit of holiness. So it's an extension of holiness. But the 50th gate is the essence of the Kedusha of holiness itself. And Reb Noson said about his prayers that he composed, the Likutey Tefillot, that they come from this 50th gate, showing us the power of these prayers. And it goes again what Reb Noson said, that for every day that people don't say these prayers, they're going to have to give a din v'cheshbon, an accounting for every day that they don't say these prayers. No other book in Breslov has this been said about, aside from later generations. They added Likutey Halachot. They said the same applies to Likutey Halachot, but from Reb Noson's mouth, he said clearly, not on Rabbi Nachman's Likutey Moran or other books, on these prayers, to say them every day.